tell me the first things that you see, first things that you notice, or that stand out to you in this place.
I'm just looking down and I see my feet in the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What do your feet look like?
they look like human feet. They're kind of big.
Do you get a sense if you're male or female?
Mm, I hope I'm male because they look like male feet.
Male feet. See if you can scan up your body and notice what you're wearing.
It's pretty basic. It almost looks like burlap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit crude.
How old do you feel in this body? Do you get a sense of an age?
I would say young adult, maybe 18.
Mm-hmm. What about your face or your hair? What stands out to you about that?
It's red. It's red and kind of bushy.
Notice your hands if you're carrying anything.
I have something that looks kind of like a club. It's just a piece of wood, but I think it's some kind of tool. Like I use it as a tool.
Mm-hmm. And as you connect deeply with this tool, this wood, what do you imagine that you use it for?
I hate to say this, but I think I use it like when I'm gathering food, hunting.
Mm-hmm. You use it on the animals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So bring your attention back to the scene around you. As you look at this place where you are, tell me what you see, what you notice.
It's a lot of rolling green hills, some occasional dwellings. But it's uh, relatively quiet and peaceful.
And do you get a sense of anybody being around you, or is it just you there?
There's no one close by. There are people in the distance, but there's no one right next to me. There aren't a lot of people living around here, so it's quiet. It's a quiet life.
Mm-hmm. Do you get a sense of what you're doing on this day?
I think it's just an average day. Nothing in particular. Um, we gather food, we hunt. It's a pretty simple, quiet life.
Very good. Allow yourself to move forward to the place where you live. Tell me where you go or what you see. What does your home look like?
It's pretty simple. It's big though. I think that I'm very big.
Do you feel bigger than an average human or?
Yeah, I think I am bigger than a human.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first thing I noticed about my feet. I think I might be a giant.
Very good. Do you get a sense of how tall you might be?
Mm,
I think we're freezing up just a little bit. Did you
oh,
say
uh,
you're this giant?
mm-hmm,
You're 16 feet tall.
mm-hmm.
So when you look at this place that you live, How big is this place? Is it like a home? Is it indoors?
It's a home.
Mm-hmm.
It's fairly simple. The walls are, I don't know if it's like clay or stone, but it looks something like that.
Okay.
Maybe with a thatched roof.
Mm-hmm. And do you get a sense of you live here on your own or do you have a family?
I have a family.
Tell me who all lives there in this home with you.
Uh, I have a wife and a son.
How old is your son?
5.
Mm-hmm. Now tell me what a day in the life of a giant is like, other than just the hunting and the gathering food. What else do you do?
It's 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 a pretty that's that's pretty much
That's pretty much
it.
it.
It's a nice life. It's a quiet, relaxed, we might gather together, but it's a nice, peaceful, happy life.
Mm,
Not a lot of activity. It's other than gathering food or other than sustaining ourselves, we have quite a bit of time where you can just relax.
very good. Very good. So let's close out the scene that we're looking at, just closing it out. And we're going to move forward in time to the next important scene in this life, something you need to see. Be there now. Tell me what you notice or what's happening around you.
Mm, I think I'm climbing. I don't know, a mountain. It looks kind of barren and very rocky, and I'm
Mhm.
climbing.
Are you with someone or are you alone?
I think I'm with my family and maybe other village people.
Mhm. As you connect in even more deeply with this scene, what's the reason that you're climbing this mountain? Where are you going?
Hmm. I think we're getting away from something.
Hmm. What do you imagine that is?
Mm. It, it might have been the humans. We might have been getting away from them.
Hmm. What is it that the humans were doing that made you need to get away?
I think they're afraid of us. And when they're afraid, they can do some crazy things. So we didn't feel safe anymore. So I think we must be going to higher ground. We're pretty good at we're pretty good at climbing. So I think we thought it would be safer if we go higher up.
Mm. So allow yourself to move forward till you reach your destination. Be there now. Tell me what happens next.
Um, hmm. Okay.
What do you see?
There's actually something like a huge crater I guess it's a big tunnel. So I guess we weren't going to be up, we were going up to go down.
So you climbed up this mountain and now you feel like you're going down in it?
Yeah,
Mm. Is this inside the mountain or do you feel like you're moving into a crater?
I think it's going down, 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 down. I think that's how we got inside the earth.
Very good. So allow yourself to move forward down into the earth. Tell me where you go.
Hmm. Hmm. There are cities down here. There are other people, other beings living.
Mhm.
It's quite busy actually.
Were you aware that there were these cities and
No,
beings?
I don't think I knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone must have known about it.
Tell me what that looks like. Tell me about these cities that you see.
Oh, it's really busy. Just a lot going on. A lot of different beings that they don't look like us. They don't look like humans. I don't know what they're doing,
Mm.
but they seem really busy.
What do they do when they see you? Do they speak with you?
Yeah,
Do they
yeah. I mean, they didn't seem too concerned about it. They kind of waved at us.
do they welcome you?
I think they knew we were coming. I think they expected it.
What do these beings look like? Do they look very different from you?
Yeah. Um, all different colors, different heights. It's not super detailed. It's just little bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm. So as you come into this place inside the earth and you see all of this busyness and these cities and these beings, what are you thinking or what are you feeling?
Like, what's going
Bit
what the
surprised?
heck? Yeah, it's a surprise and it's really different. And it's going to take a lot of getting used to.
Mm-hmm.
It's I really loved where I was living. But at the same time, I'm glad that we had a place to go. So I feel safe, but it's going to be a big adjustment.
So allow yourself to move forward to a time where you guys have found where you're meant to be, where you've settled in this place. Tell me what that's like or where you are.
We did eventually find a place that feels more like what we were used to, that feels more peaceful and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very pretty. It's that we were able to get away from the busyness and we sort of settled down, sort of recreated our village. It's not quite the same, but I think we're pretty happy. So
And is it just your type of being that's there in that village or are there
yeah,
others?
I mean, we interact with the others, but we created a village of us, of our beings. So we have our own area. And not that we don't get along with the others. It's just comfortable.
Mm-hmm. And so do you still gather your food and hunt in the same way or is it different in this place?
Hmm. I do see, I see gardens. I think we might be more growing food. I do see some water and I see some light and I see gardens. So the way of life isn't exactly the same, but it's still very peaceful. Actually, I think it's more peaceful because I don't see that. I don't see that club in my hand anymore. I'm working in the plants.
Very
I
good.
think I'm learning. I think I'm learning about the plants. A lot of different types of plants and what even maybe some healing properties of some of them. So
Mm-hmm.
it's different, but I think I'm pretty happy. I think it's a happy life.
Very good. And are there other beings that are helping you to learn these healing ways, or are you just doing it on your own?
Um, I didn't realize this till you asked, but yes, they are teaching. They are teaching me. Other beings,
Mm-hmm.
not the same as me. Other beings know a lot about growing these plants down here, and they're teaching me. So
Very good. So
yeah.
let's do this. Let's move forward just a little bit in this life. See what else is happening or what's important for you to see or know. Tell me what else comes through.
Mm. I'm not getting any more information.
Very good. So let's just see if we can understand the importance of why you were shown this lifetime. What's important to understand about this life as a being inside the earth?
I think just remembering the aspects of myself that are close to the earth, that work with the earth, work with natural healing. I think it's just reconnecting with those aspects of myself.
And what's important for her to know or understand about reconnecting with those aspects and how she can bring more of that into this life? What does she need to know?
Just by being aware of those aspects brings them forward, brings those skills, natural abilities, natural affinity for the earth. It just brings them naturally into this life, which will be helpful going forward.
Mhm. Is there anything that she'll be doing in the future with these natural healing abilities?
Yes.
What can you share with her about that?
Um, the plant medicine, learning about the plant medicine, learning to grow them, learning how to work with them. This has been well developed in various lives. Um, and she will be using this again.
Very good. Very good. So she's, since she feels like she's sort of stuck in this job that she's not happy with right now, she's wanting to move into something where she's a little bit more aligned with the people that she works with, and then eventually into her healing path.
Mm-hmm.
What are the next steps that she should begin to take? to move in that direction.
There's a lot to be let go of. The ties, letting go of the ties to the past way of life, letting go of the fear, understanding that the old way of life is not safety, it's not security, it's the opposite. But that understanding has not been let go of yet. So more than anything, it's and connecting in the mind and in the heart with where she wants to go. It's pulling attention away from the old and putting the attention on where she wants to be. That would be the most important thing to work on right now. Once that has been done, then the next step will be obvious. But she hasn't gotten to that place yet.
So, right now, working on releasing the fear connected to the current way of working and focusing on what she wants to create. Those the most important.
Yeah. So it's not what she wants. It's not what she wants to hear, but that is what she needs to do.
Very good. And so she's also been feeling or having visions of creating a community. The healing centers has been coming up for her, things like that. What does she need to know or understand about that in her future? Is that part of her path?
Absolutely 100%. Absolutely 100%. That is her path. Then she has known this for a long time. And she is getting closer to it. The next step each next step, if she does begin to work more on pulling her roots out of the old and planting the seeds in the new. I mean, as we said, beginning in the mind and in the heart, and then this will translate into the physical. Each step she takes will bring her closer and closer, and each step she takes is going to become, the journey will pick up speed as she goes. So the next step she takes will be in this direction, either what she learns or from the connections she makes, or both. It will begin to lead her in that direction.
Very good. And so she said she originally started having these visions of developing a community like Fiendhorn. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Ever since she read that book 25 years ago. What was it about that book that sort of sparked that vision within her?
The book evoked for her a sense of magic in the way of living and community, and she loves the feeling of magic. She loves woodland scenes and fairies, and it sort of brought something to life inside. She was living in New York City at the time, and there was a stark contrast from that life, and the book woke up in her, or reawoke that sense of magic and life, which she so wanted, and so she's carried it in her heart since then.
Very good. Very good. So, speaking about moving in the direction of this healing work that she'll eventually step into,
Mm-hmm.
she's been working with the Earth Star Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the right direction for her healing
Yes,
mission?
for right now, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is a good path for her healing and for her mission.
How is it helping her?
Bringing back together the fragments, and allowing her to be cohesive, and to to um, to allow the path to be guided by the higher self, rather than by fragments or fear. So this is a good process for her to understand how to bring the fragments back together. And once she understands this for herself, it's something that she'll be able to help other people with.
And so, is being a galactic shaman, is that part of her path?
Yes.
Anything that she needs to know about that?
This is work that she has done before. So it may not seem familiar yet, but it's going to. It's going to seem very familiar at a certain point.
And so she's also been doing these other healing modalities, these other different techniques. And she's wondering, is there anything else that she should be doing or anything differently from what she's doing right now?
It would be good to narrow it down a bit more, because she's getting a little bit scattered. And she's also putting a bit of pressure on herself, which is taking the joy out of it. And it should be joyful. It's intended to be joyful. I mean, of course it's work. There's no doubt about that. And it's not always fun. But at the same time, there's a joy in it, because it's a journey back to wholeness. It's a journey back to joy, to peace. So we would say to remember that, try to remember that, and try to be a bit lighter about it. So yes, it's good to have structure, and it's good to be consistent, but not to make it one more item on a list of chores. So narrow down, not trying to do so many different modalities, or not all at the same time anyway, and to just bring a bit more light into it. And the hard work will pass. It's going to become easier. It's going to become more fun. This is probably the toughest part. And just know that it's go that the joy and the light will become easier. And just try to bring that in now. Try to remember that it's a path of light.
Very good. And out of all of these different modalities that she's working on, are there any from your perspective that are the most important for her to focus on?
We would say that the time spent connecting to the higher self, to the guides, to the inner self, we would put this first. If that is all there is time for, put that first. If there's time for more, then to keep going with the Earth Star Academy. In terms of moving energies through the body, because that's an issue. We think Qigong is great. So when there's time for that, we think that's very helpful for moving getting the energies to flow again through the body. That would be our order of priority.
Very good. Very good. And so, speaking of moving the energy through the body, she said she feels like she has a lot of trapped energy that has reached a point to where her nervous system seems to overload at times. What's happening there?
A lot of this is actually a mindset. It's self-talk that's constantly putting pressure on herself to do more, do things differently, do things better. A change in mindset would alleviate a lot of that. Even a very short timeout, 15 minutes without the dogs. Her timeouts aren't real timeouts. She's always doing something that she thinks is productive. And her only timeout is with the dogs, and that's not a timeout. So a real timeout. Maybe even just sitting in a chair and staring at the trees, whatever. Just time to refresh, let go, relax. This would change the mindset, and it would also unburden the nervous system. It doesn't sound like very much, but it actually would make quite a difference.
And when she's putting all of that pressure on herself, how is that affecting her?
It's affecting every aspect. It's affecting the mind. The mind is very busy. The body feels tired. The nervous system becomes overloaded, and then it just makes everything more challenging. And she cannot relax and let go. So it just complicates everything unnecessarily.
And if we can bring in any healing energies to that nervous system today in this session, just to stimulate that and get it into good shape, that would be wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you. And hopefully we've removed quite a few energies at the beginning of this session that will also assist with that. Will she notice a difference after the session?
She already notices.
Okay. Very good. So she says she feels like on this healing journey that she often takes 2 steps forward and then 1 or 2 steps back, like she's sort of hitting a wall. What's what's happening to create that feeling for her?
Hmm. She's making more progress than she realizes. It seems never ending, but she's making more progress than she realizes. She's she's she had decided to heal quite a lot on this journey, and she is. Um, so she is making progress, and she has more recently turned her focus inward more, and so the progress is actually speeding up. It doesn't feel like it sometimes, because sometimes when you start to get into the thick of things, you feel like you're not moving forward, but it's only because she's actually gone more deeply.
Mm.
So she's on the right path, as we said before, narrowing down her focus a little bit and setting aside short timeouts that will make the journey a little smoother. She's on track. She's making progress. It's just there's a lot to wade through right now.
And so she said, we had a group session, and she, on one of the lifetimes that she looked at was um, almost like trying to exit the matrix, trying to exit levels of the matrix through the heart portal. Can you tell her what that vision or what that she was seeing was about?
Yes, that was an accurate depiction. Um, that, that was a very good, very useful vision. And there are layers to the matrix, and the way to exit the layers is through the heart. And I think this heart needs some healing. This heart has some blockages.
Let's take a look at that heart for a moment. Let's take a look at that heart and see what we can do to release some of that energy. What would you suggest that she needs to help to lighten that heart up a little?
We are going to send it some light, some healing energy.
Beautiful. Let me know when that's complete.
Okay. Okay. It will continue in the background.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And so she's been dealing with some different phobias that have played bigger roles at different times in her life. Acrophobia, claustrophobia, and agoraphobia. Are these related to past lives? Are these related to anything in this lifetime or anything that we've removed that wasn't hers?
Yes.
Yes to all of those.
Yeah, yes. Yes.
Let's take the acrophobia. Where does that come from?
That was from a past life.
Okay. And can that energy be cleared for her, or do we need to take a look at that lifetime?
Oh, I think we can clear it.
Okay. Very good. And what about the claustrophobia? Where does that come from?
That's from more than one past life.
Okay. And can that be cleared as well, or do we need to
We
look
will
further?
doing a clearing on it. This is also going to be part of her healing journey. So as she's doing work, this is going to be something that she works on.
Okay.
A part of that is so she understands how that can be cleared, because as she steps into her role as healer, it's going to be valuable for her to understand how she cleared it on herself
Mm-hmm.
in order to help other people. So we will clear it to some extent,
Okay.
but then we want her to walk through some of it herself.
Very good. Very good. And anything that she needs to know or understand about the agoraphobia, where's that come from?
That is also that is from past lives, also similar to what has happened with the throat, the persecution from the villagers
Mm.
for speaking truth, for being intuitive, for causing fear, and a life in Salem, being considered a witch. That's been a number of lifetimes. So it's a fear of the villagers, basically turning
Mm-hmm.
on her. That's also part of the healing journey. Understanding, accepting, loving, embracing those parts of yourself that have been pushed down for safety reasons. So part of the journey is bringing those parts back into the whole,
Mm-hmm.
and loving and embracing those very special and dear parts of the self, and realizing those are what make you you, and feeling pride and joy in sharing those parts of yourself with the rest, the others. So this is a journey.
Very good. And so she said she's also been waking up feeling anxious. And is that connected to any of these things that we've been working on? Or is she feeling energy from the collective? What's happening there?
She is feeling energy from the collective, and she's extremely sensitive.
Okay.
So as she works on herself, if she I don't say if, I said when 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 she follows our advice, she will be able to process and release energies from others more effectively. Today's session will certainly help, because she will feel less congested, and she will be able to process energies more freely. But she also does need to do regular self-care, regular clearing, regular timeouts to keep herself strong and free and clear, so that when she takes on, not takes on, that's not the right word, but when she experiences or senses energies from others, she will be able to release and process them in a way that's healthy for her. Part of when you're working as a healer, this is going to be something that you encounter regularly. So it's important to understand how to help someone without taking on what they're experiencing. You can have an understanding of it without internalizing it. And this is something that she has not mastered yet.
Very good. Any advice to help her master that?
Yes, what we have already said in terms of making self-care a higher priority,
Okay.
taking time out, and bringing lightness into the healing journey, so that it's a joy rather than a chore. And still not quite at that spot yet where the healing path and the self-care are the most important things she does each day. She's getting better. She's definitely made progress, and we're really, really pleased about that. But it could be even higher. The tie to the 3D, the 3D, what do we call it? The job. The ties to that, it's still in her mind that it's the most important thing she does. So bring the self-care above that. That should be a goal for the moment, to put things in a more balanced perspective. And that would be a great next step. All of this is what she needs to be focusing on right now. And this is going to help her exit the matrix job. So it's all tied together.
Very good. Very good. And so she said she struggles to be seen and heard. I know we've looked at a few different things. The throat chakra was blocked. We've seen some past lives where she's been persecuted. Anything else that she needs to know to help to release that energy so she can put herself out there a little bit more?
Yeah. As she goes through the work of bringing back these different parts, these fragments from other lives that have been lost or suppressed, as she brings them back together, recognizes them for their value, this is going to become a natural evolution of allowing those parts of her, well, they won't be parts anymore because they'll have been brought back together, but as part of the whole, it will be a natural evolution to feel like, oh, this is really important what I have to say, and this is going to help somebody. And just knowing that she's going to want to say it. She's going to feel like this is coming from a place of love, and I know I'm helping, so I want to say this. So it will be a natural progression.
Beautiful. Very good. And so she wants to know how she can heal her stomach and digestive issues. And again, we looked at an entity that was removed from that area and also some energies that we released. But is anything else going on in that area of the body we need to be aware of to help get that digestive system? better shape.
Keeping the energy flowing. And I think the breath work, keep doing the breath work is helpful. Doing the qigong is helpful. Just keeping things flowing, because there is a tendency to hold on, to hold everything in, to sort of, it's like bolstering yourself against what's coming. It's like, oh, hold everything together like this. But that's not actually helping or protecting.
Right.
So she's much stronger when everything is moving and flowing. So anything that gets the energy circulating, moving out, breath work is effective for her. Qigong is effective for her. So whenever she feels there's something stagnant, maybe to go to those first. And if that's not working, go within, ask higher self, ask the guides, what else do I need to do? But those would be the two modalities that we would recommend initially.
Very good. And she just wanted to check, as you scan through the body, is there any other health issues or physical issues that she needs to be aware of today?
We are not seeing anything.
Beautiful. Very good. So earlier in the session, and I can't remember where now, but it just popped back into my head that she has a connection to the angels. What is her connection with the angels?
She came from the angelic realm early on. And she's always been speaking to them. In fact, we're just remembering when she was 14, I'd turn to talk to them. Like, that was funny. Yeah, she's always had a very close connection to them.
Very good. And she also feels like she has a Pleiadian connection. Is that correct?
Yes, she's definitely Pleiadian. She's been on Earth as a Pleiadian. That is when she fell in love with the Earth. As a Pleiadian terraformer.
What can you share with us about a Pleiadian terraformer? What is their role?
She worked with bringing and cultivating plant life here. She's very knowledgeable about plants, and so she was part of the team to cultivate plant life here. And yeah, even still, sorry about that. Even in this life, she loves working with plants, loves putting her fingers in the dirt. So that's been in her for a long time.
And so, as you mentioned earlier, she's going to be bringing all of these skills and abilities back with using plants and medicines and things.
Yeah.
Very good. Very interesting. I feel like, did we know each other in the Pleiades?
Yeah.
did we work together? I feel like there may be a connection there.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good. All right. So she has a sister that she struggles with, and she hasn't seen this sister in a few years now. She may be seeing her at an event coming up, and she's just wanting a little guidance. What would you share with her about this?
One thing we would say is we know this is very difficult, but she puts up blocks to any potential healing of this relationship because of the pain. And we understand that. However, it would be more beneficial for her to focus on healing the rift. And this does not mean that the sister has to be in her life on a regular basis. It doesn't even mean they have to spend time together, but to heal, at least on her end, the energy, to let go of it, to be free of it. So maybe just sit quietly and ask for healing on her end anyway of this relationship, and then let go. That will help. Should the sister show up at the event, which may or may not happen, she has a lot of tools. She knows how to work with energy. And we would recommend just grounding and centering, using her energy, calling on her guides. She will be okay.
And is there anything that she needs to know or understand about her relationship with her sister? Anything that would be important for her to know today?
It is in part a lesson in forgiveness and a lesson in compassion. It's also a lesson in setting boundaries. It is possible to be compassionate and forgiving without giving your power away, without giving your energy away. And that's been a lesson for her. She has, for much of her life, thought that fixing and helping everybody was her job, which has depleted her over and over again. And she's just beginning to understand that it's not her job. And that's not the way, that's not the ideal way to help. So understanding to be compassionate, to be forgiving, even if you completely disapprove of someone else's behavior, you can still be compassionate and forgiving and even loving, and maintain boundaries and stand in your power. So should she choose to let this be that lesson, it's an effective one. And once she no longer allows her sister and her sister's behavior to have power over her, then it's no longer interesting to her sister to try to have power over her. So there's quite a lot wrapped up in this. And her sister's journey is her sister's journey. She has a lot to go through. She has a lot to learn. And it's her job to figure that out. It's not Janine's job to figure that out. So there should be no guilt about the situation her sister's in. There should be no fear either. Janine is strong enough. Whether she feels like it or not, she's strong enough. She can withstand being in the same place as her sister without experiencing an energy attack. So, but as we said, call in help. Always call in help. We're here. We're always here to help.
Very good. Very good. So she said she has a dear friend from college. She's not seen him in 20 years, but he still shows up in dream time. And she's wondering what their connection is. And are they doing some sort of work in the dream space?
Yes, she's right. They're on a ship together. We're not gonna really tell her what she wants to know, though.
Oh, come on. I want to know.
She doesn't remember. She doesn't remember for a reason.
I love the spaceships.
Yes. Yes. You might be on the same ship.
I that's what I'm wanting to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What can you tell her about their connection?
I'm actually getting sister and brother.
Mm.
Not what she was expecting. However, might explain why they never dated.
They never got together.
But they have a deep love for each other.
Was that in one lifetime, many lifetimes?
They've had many together.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely soulmates.
Is this somebody that she'll ever have contact with in the physical again, or is this just a dreamtime connection?
Yeah, she probably will. She probably will. It's not clear.
Okay.
But yeah, he has reached out to her a few times recently. He is thinking of her, and they probably will see each other.
Is he having similar dreams as well?
Huh, yeah. he is, and he doesn't understand them.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. They're having maybe connected dreams.
And so this work that they're doing, is this like mission work that they're doing together, or?
With Earth, it has to do with the awakening.
Okay. Okay. So nothing else you can share with us about the awakening or anything you want to bring through?
What can we share? Just getting a feeling of such beauty, such love, such a beautiful, beautiful planet. It'll be just as it was meant to be. And she's feeling such, wow, powerful, beautiful, amazing energy. It's so exciting. Wow. I can barely talk right now.
Just allow that energy to soak that in.
Oh, wow.
So when you say that the earth will transform back, we often wonder, how is that going to look? Is it just going to be a slow transformation of moving back to the way she was originally meant to be? Or will we notice something shift suddenly? How does that look from your perspective?
To us, it looks like it and culminates in a faster shift. Light. I'm seeing a burst of light. And it's lighting up everybody. Their hearts. There's a burst of light, and then everybody's hearts light up. And it's all I'm seeing.
Beautiful. And as those hearts light up, what will people experience?
What she was just feeling, but much more intense than that. It's a feeling of incredible love and peace and joy and connectedness. It feels really good.
Very good. Are there any final messages today? Anything else that you'd like to bring through for Janine?
Yeah. That you are on track. I know you worry about this all the time and you doubt yourself, but you're totally on track. And you're moving forward, and and this isn't gonna last forever. It feels really tough right now. We know that, and everybody's tired, but you're almost there. So hang in there. And as we said, bring the light and the joy into the journey. If you're feeling like what you're doing is a chore, stop what you're doing and switch gears. Take a time out, take a breath, read a book, do something fun, draw a picture, and then resume. Just bring the joy and the light back into what you do. That's all.
Very good. And may I ask who all we've been speaking with today?
Kia, we are a collective.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us today for this session.